In this video, we'll learn how to create this scroll interaction using only CSS. So to get started, we have a hero section, and underneath that, we have a div with the class of scroll spacer. Wrapping the section and spacer together is a parent with the class of hero wrapper. So let's head over to our CSS, and we'll select that scroll spacer, and let's go ahead and give that a height of 100 VH, so it fills browser height. And just so we can clearly see it, let's give it a border of 8 pixels solid red. So this is our spacer div, and we want the section to stay with us while we scroll past the whole parent wrapper. So let's select the hero section, and let's give it a position of sticky, and we'll say top 0. And so this should stay at the top of the screen while we scroll past the whole wrapper, and it should unstick when we reach the bottom of that wrapper. Now we want this section to go underneath this next content section. So let's select our entire hero wrapper, and let's give this some margin bottom, and we'll say of -100 VH to pull it down by the height of the spacer. So we'll notice this hero wrapper is now above that content wrapper. So what we want to do is select the content section, and we want to give this a position of relative, and we'll go ahead and say z-index 2. So this is just above the hero section now, and we'll notice that it scrolls over the hero section like so. Now we want to do something similar for our footer here, and with our footer we actually put the spacer div above the footer, and it's inside a parent with a class of footer wrapper. So back on our CSS, what we can do is select that footer, and we can give it the same position of sticky like so, and we'll want to go ahead and give it bottom 0 this time. So it just anchors to the bottom of the screen while we're scrolling past the parent. See, it just locks in there, and it'll unstick, of course, once we reach the bottom of that parent wrap. So then what we can do is select the footer wrapper, and the spacer div has a height of 100 VH, so we'll give this some margin top of -100 VH to pull it up by the height of that spacer. And so now this footer wrapper starts somewhere over here, and we're revealing the footer underneath like so. Now we do have this section in the middle of the screen, and for this one we're going to handle it a little bit differently. So this one actually doesn't have a spacer div, just a CTA wrapper and CTA section. So if we head back to our CSS, let's select that CTA wrapper, and let's go ahead and give it a height of 300 VH. So it's 3 times the screen height. And let's give it some margin block, which is just margin top and bottom. And we'll say of -100 VH. So we're putting a -100 VH margin on the top and bottom of this wrapper. So we just have 100 VH here in the middle. And then we can go ahead and select the CTA section, and let's give this a position of sticky like so, and we'll say top 0. So it should just stay sticking past this entire wrapper, which starts somewhere up here, and then we're revealing the section, and then it just keeps going down into the next section below it. If we wanted it to stop, we would just change this to be 200 VH height and then margin top of 100 VH. And then we could make this only stick past this top part and then stop right here. But if we keep this 300 VH and then margin block here, then it'll slide past the top and the bottom like so. So I'll leave a link to this in the description below, and thank you so much for watching.